Hello there, Teresa Momber here from craftingtheweb.blogspot.com. Today I am going to show you how to make this card. To start my card, I'm going to use the Calla Lillies stamp from the Elegant Florals stamp set from Gina K Designs. I will put it on my acrylic block. I'm going to just angle the stem a little bit. And I'm going to use Memento Espresso Truffle ink. And stamp. Now I'm going to place it on the acrylic block with the stem curved the other direction and stamp again. I'm going to use Copic markers to color, and I'll begin with Y17, and I'm just going to use that on the large stamen, and I'll leave a little portion in the center of the stamen white as a highlight. And then I'll use my blending pen, and I'll just put a little blending solution in the center there to let that bleed into the highlighted area a bit. Just make a little smoother transition. Now I'm going to use E02 to add some shading. And a little E00 to blend from there into the white areas. And now for the stem, I'm going to use YG95. I'm not going to worry about staying in the lines too much because I plan to cut out this image, so I'm just coloring real quickly and trying to leave a little bit of white areas in the center of the stem to make it a little bit of highlight. And then I'll go back over that with YG03. I'll just scrub in on that to blend those colors together. And I'd like a little more shading on my flower, so I'm just going to use BV000 in a few places just to get a little more shading. And now I will just cut those out. One thing I like to do after I cut out a stamped image is I like to color on the side of the paper so you don't see any white. So I just take my Copic marker and run it along the edges. And then I'll use the other color for around the flower portion. It just gives it a little more finished look. I will set those aside. I'm going to cut some Pure Luxury Ivory cardstock from Gina K Designs using Spellbinder's Gold Labels 4 die template. This is the second to largest die template in the set. It's a very intricate die template, and I plan to stencil with this. So instead of using wax paper, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use this is just a standard inexpensive pillar candle, and I'm just going to run it back and forth a few times across my die template to coat it a little bit. Now if I had gotten any bits of wax in there, I could just brush those away with a paintbrush or something like that, but it looks pretty good. So I'm going to make my sandwich. I'll put the die template down, then the cardstock and my cutting plate, and run that through the grand caliber. And after cutting, I will emboss using the tan embossing mat and then the embossing plate, and once again run it through the grand caliber. And now it is cut and embossed. I'm going to use Gina K Designs Fresh Asparagus ink to stencil. Now let's see how that pillar candle trick worked. Let's see how easily, yes, that came right out. Now I'm going to make another cutout using the larger shape, and I will stencil it with the same color. Okay, I've cut and embossed the larger die template, and now I'm going to stencil this one as well. And now I'll take this one out. And as you can see, this one's coming right out of the die template also. And there are my two layers. And now I will assemble my card. I'll just put a tiny bit of glue on the back of one. And then I just want them to stay together long enough that I could tie a bow around them. Now I'm going to tie a bow around the flowers using this silk ribbon by May Arts. I found this at the Stamp Simply ribbon store. I'll just trim the ribbon a little bit. I'll trim it later after I finish, get it on the card to the exact length I want, but for now I'll just leave it a little long. For my card base, I am using Pure Luxury Fresh Asparagus cardstock from Gina K Designs. I cut a sheet of 8.5 by 6 inches, and I'm going to score it at the 4 1/4 mark. So my finished card size will be 4 1/4 by 6 inches. I have 3D foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. Oops. Good enough. Got an extra one on there, but they don't come off easily, so I'm just going to leave it. Now I'll add some more to the second layer. I'm just going to trim these large foam squares down a little bit since they're bigger than I need. They have a smaller size, but I think I'm out right now. I'm going to just add a little glue to the bottom of the underside of the stems so those will stay stuck down. I will just simply trim my ribbons. And there's my finished card. I haven't decided on a sentiment yet, so I'll either put that on the inside or I will add a little tag or something at the bottom. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.